Okay, pilots, I'm going to try to show you here how I put the FMS 1700 millimeter Corsair F-4U Corsair landing gear into my Seagull model Skyraider, A-1 Skyraider. Okay. And it really was simple. I mean, it fell right in. I really didn't have to do nothing. But when you get the model, your wing looks like this. Okay. You can see the mount for the retract or the landing gear, which the manufacturer sends you a set of fixed landing gear. I'm going to try to just cut this right down the middle here, because I don't want to really ruin this cover. And you kind of want to get a little string there. Don't cut that string. Try to save this little piece here that you cut out of your landing gear bay bucket. Alright. Now they'll send you a Corsair tire. That's the Seagull model's tire. Now it wasn't silver. I had to paint that silver. It's some kind of a dirty yellow color. That's her bucket there. It fits in there pretty good. But we've got to cut it in where the land gear strut will fit down in it, and the hinge for the flap kind of sticks over here, so you got to cut a little square out of it, triangle. But right now there's an area right here that's kind of thin. That's where the main body of the gear will sit. You just kind of getting your cover there out of the way, and kind of folded where you can super glue that down later. Just gonna give it a little cut there where it'll relax down in that corner. But again, not too much. You want it to stay there so you can have it to just set up underneath the body of the landing gear. And once you get everything all glued down, get out of the way, let's go ahead and cut that off. That's going to be too much. And here, I'll keep that one. Okay, but right here, the wood kind of goes all the way over. My strut's a whole lot wider. So on the other side, on the other wing, I'll show you in a second here, I went ahead and just kind of cut that straight down through here. Now there's a piece right here that's pretty thick. And I've got to take my little sander and kind of bore it out a little bit. I told you that you know, it didn't really fall in, but you know, it's not like you guys sit there and cut a hole for it. Sometimes when you put retracts in something that, you know, don't really have it, can sometimes become a pain. But I just took my sander here. Let's see. I might have to change that, but I don't know. Let's see if I can get a hold of this thing here. It didn't have to go much. Just to let that strut pass it. Keep from hitting it. It's right there in front. Let me turn this light on here. I ain't got my eyes on. I got another lamp on. It's that piece right there. You got to just kind of bore it out a little bit. Let's see if we can stay on. Yeah. Alright. Now, all I'm really wanting to do here is just make sure I'm fitting. Because, yep. Yeah, I'll go there. Ooh. What's it hitting? What's it hitting? Okay, hitting up here, that's right. I got to cut that little thing out. So, let's see. As far forward as it would slide. Am I correct? Yes. And make a mark here. Alright. There was a little corner here I had to sand away. Yep. There's this thing hitting right here. I have to get that out of the way when I can see what that's hitting. I can't remember what that's hitting. little bit more. That's about as low as it's going to have to go. Right there. Okay. Find out why that thing not wanting to go down in there right. It fell in that other one. Fell in it. It's hitting something right there. Why is it hitting? There and there. Let me look at something right quick. Let's get this one there. That one sits up in there. Let's see. Well, up against that. Yep. Let's see. That's it right there. Yeah. Okay. That was right. It sits right there. Now that I got that done, we're kind of done with this one. Now on this wing, I've got it cut out, got the little bucket cut out right. Okay. Now I was gonna put the other tire that came with the strut and land, the actual mechanism, but it was so big I would have cut into that servo body and it would have been down here a little bit close, and even that rod, the tire would have been hitting the push rod controlling the flaps, so I just couldn't do it. Wasn't no way. So in order to, you start getting into modifying things, but I could still use the same axle. See? But I just had to take the Seagull tire, drill it out to where that axle would fit it. Okay. I actually took the two bearings out of the factory tire and I put them on the back side here for spacers since they fit the axle good. And man, it wasn't fun getting this axle out with the original tire on it. It just did not want to come out. I had to pry on it and finally got it loose. It just did not want to come out. But you try to get that flat spot on the axle there lined up. Don't really tighten down on it. Make sure your wheel can turn a little bit. There we go. Okay. Go a little snug down there. Now you can put some Loctite on it. And make sure you got the correct size Allen wrench. Alright, let's glue that in. Get that done. So we just want to run us a little glue right here. Let me see. Let me make sure. No. Yep. No. Let's just cut a little bit of this off. That's where I had to trim it here for the gear to pass. Just give it a little something else there to stick to. Besides just that cover. Make sure the cover is glued down good. Line that little slot up I cut out for the hinge. And try not to get that stuff on you. Huh. Don't want to stick there. Okay. All my screw holes is lining up right there. It's missing the pan or bucket, whatever you want to call it, bay. My corner there don't want to stick. We'll hold that a minute. Then we're going to hook the radio up after I get a couple of screws here going and test it out. Let's see. Alright. Now, landing gear can be funny sometimes. Okay? You can have too much pressure on this thing and it'll cause them gears in there or something to be out of line. I'm telling you the truth. And it won't work. You can take them screws back out and loosen it up and the thing come up. Go down. You tighten them down, it'll stop. It won't work. It's just got to be, it can't be in a bind. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Oh, who's that? That's one of the horns. Alright. We ain't worried about a name right now. Let's see, I'm just going to leave that other stuff alone too. I've got to remember something else. Got to remember something else here. Oh, come on now. Okay. Okay. Usually in default it's on this switch here. I don't think so. Of course I've got to plug them up first. Come on, Eric. Think about it. Alright, make sure my polarity is correct here. And I'm putting it in gear. Sometimes it takes a couple times to initiate. Yeah. Alright. This little band right here, I don't know what I'm going to have to do with that. I think I'm going to have to super glue that forward, because if it swings back down like it was doing, it's going to come down here and stop my gear from going down. So I believe I'm going to have to super glue that right there. because there's no way I can take it off. There's no band or nothing where I can get in there and grab it and pull it apart or nothing, and there's no way I take the whole shaft and everything all apart to get that little piece out. So no, I'm just going to put a little super glue right there. And let it hold that for a second. At least it did work. And what were they at? Where they at? Here they are. When you get these LED lights and you can't tell what color they are, you got to hook them up. Now I know what that one is. That's the red flashing or strobing. And I know the two that's together on a wire harness is the landing lights. All together here. Landing lights. Strobing light. Oh my goodness. They give me 2 sets of landing lights. Sometimes they do that. Sometimes they give you 2 sets of landing lights. Sometimes they'll give you 2 red ones and 2 green ones. I don't know. Now sometimes when they do this, also, these lights will strobe too. And I don't want these lights to strobe, but you wait and see. They'll strobe. That's the green one, and it ain't strobing, thank God. You got to make sure you got that polarity correct on these LEDs. And your last 2 prongs there is the negative and the positive. And there's the green and the red. So I'll take a green Sharpie. Put some green on it. A little bit of red on that one. Alright. Told you. Look at there. I'll be son of a gun if I ain't super glued it in the wrong spot. Boy, that ain't gonna be fun. Holy cow. Okay. Sometimes you might just have just enough movement. Yep, yep. Notice how the gear didn't sound like it was grinding to get it to finish down. It just went right back down. All right, pilots, there we go. That's putting the FMS 1700 millimeter Corsair gear, main gear, into a Seagull A-1 Skyraider. I'm out.